Okay, see, in this lesson we are going to learn about final variables or constants. To be frank, in Java there is no such thing as constants. Basically, if you studied C++, you would have a keyword called const where you call it as constant. What called as constants there is called as final variables here. But however, you can still continue using the word constants for your understanding. So now, let me go back to our previous example. Let's go to area. Here we know that one, this is pi r square, that is radius star 3.14. We know that one, this is the value of pi. And we do know that this pi value will never change. And if you are using this pi value in many places in this program, then what I would do, I would go here and write double pi equal to 3.142. Now see this, pi is an ordinary variable here. So after this variable, again pi equal to, I can assign something else, which would be wrong. So I want to restrict this. Say for example, if I go and compile this now, Java C area Java experiments v9 sorry. Okay. So if I compile now Java C area dot Java and Java space area, there's nothing wrong, it's working fine. So where the pi value has changed just now. So I don't want to happen this once I declare and initialize it. So this is a variable. Okay, what I'll do, I'll name it as, I'll add a keyword called final in front of that. Now the pi is basically is a final variable, so that means whose value is final, no more we can change this. So when since we made as final, now if you go and compile this, we'll get a compile time error now. See, cannot assign a value to final variable pi. And as you can see, Java developers are not saying that cannot assign a value to constant pi. They are simply saying that to final variable pi. Okay, this justifies my previous statement. So this is how we create final variables or constants in Java. And in place of double, you can use any other data type to make it as final variable. So any variable can be, any variable of any type can be made it as final. So that means once declared and initialized, it cannot be reinitialized again. However, one more thing you have to understand, we can still do like this. So that means we have declared in this line. In some other line we have initialized it, but after this no more reinitialization is possible. Just to conclude that, let me compile this and execute. So declaration and initialization can be done in 2 lines, or it can be simply done in one single line also. Okay, in the notes below I written something about conventions. So what I would suggest you, maintain one separate page in your notebook called conventions as an heading on the top, because conventions are very important. The reason is because if 10 units of time is spent on an product development, the overall product life cycle, in that the actual time which is spent on development of the product is only 2 units. Remaining 8 units of time is spent on bug fixing, enhancement and maintenance. So because of this reason, we have to maintain something called convention. Okay, now by convention, the pi value whatever is there, so the name, see if you remember, all the variables names we use small letters, right? In your program if you are using capital letters, that would be wrong. Basically, to name the variables we use something called Camel Convention. So that is, if it is small letters, if it is one word, then all the letters are small. If it contains 2 words, then first word will be small and the first letter of every consecutive word will be capital. That's called as a Camel Convention. We'll study more about that in one chapter called Programming Conventions in Core Java. Not now. Now know this one, by convention, the a final variable should be named using all caps. If it contains two words, then you have to separate them using underscore, like this. So I'll simply say pi, and here instead of 3.14 I can simply use pi. So yeah, we understood that we can name the variable as pi, small pi. We can name the variable like this, or we can name the variable like this. However, by convention we choose to name the variable like this. Sorry, pi. By not following the convention, you will not get any compile time error. Remember, this is only a standard which we follow. Okay, it's more like, say for example, I have a bottle of water and I'll keep it on the bottle horizontal. Something odd about it, isn't it? You feel that bottle should be kept straight. So this is what the meaning of conventions. In this chapter itself, there's one more video. So watch that video where I'm going to tell you one simple story like how important conventions are. See you in the next lesson.